Hello, I'm Edward Lynch. What's your name? Outstanding. Welcome to Bobby Pickles Podcast.
Bobby Pickles Podcast. He always says that's me. With that look on his face, he'll talk about anything. Outstanding. Tattoos, t-shirts, politics, history, and hot talk on everything. Bobby Pickles. Pop culture, documentaries, conspiracy theories, sarcasm, and fear. It's a conversation. Start listening, cause we're all here. Bobby Pickles Podcast.
That's me. Hey, what's up? It's Bobby Pickles, and we're here live. Well, actually, we're podcasting from the Fat Enzo SweatShop right here in downtown West Palm Beach. With us today, we have Ed Lynch. Ed Lynch is the man. Ed Lynch is our business neighbor. He has a very successful... What is it? How could you explain the business over there? You do a lot of different stuff in the construction arena.
Yeah, architecture, construction, commercial real estate. We have a couple other businesses.
And you've been down here for a little while in Florida.
Yeah.
I know you hail from New Jersey originally, right? Yep. Transplant, just
down
like everybody.
Here for, let's see, maybe 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah, wintering for a while, so about 16 years full time.
And we got you on the show right after our big time Roger Stone show. And, just want to keep the ball rolling and get another great person here to talk to.
Great patriot.
And a great patriot. And somebody who's actually was into politics, right? Or you're getting back into it. You're not a stranger of politics.
Yeah, I haven't left it. It seems that when you run for something, you just keep going and going. So we actually... Our little group that we formed, we work with a lot of candidates, local, national, federal, and state candidates, and we help them get elected.
What's that group?
It's just the people that were loyal to me. In fact, my partner's in business right now. We met on the campaign trail at the Boca Raton Republican Club meeting, and Tim and Jessica were both tall. I'm tall, so we just kind of hung out. We were the only ones wearing light suits, and we could have our own basketball team, it looked like. And we just started, I'm shy, they're shy. We just hung out together, and we've been together ever since 2007.
Is that how politics really starts, like groups?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess two ways. There's people that just are dying to get involved and are sick and tired of something. Usually it's something is an impetus behind people getting involved. An issue comes up that's important to them, like, Pollock down in Fort Lauderdale. His daughter, unfortunately, was tragically murdered, so now he's really involved. He wasn't necessarily involved before.
He's always down at, he was at the Broward, the election.
His supervisors,
that we have,
all of that.
Brenda Sykes, and I saw him down there. He's on everything now. Now, do you think he's using the limelight of the unfortunate death of his daughter to kind of get into politics?
No, I'll tell you what.
Because some people have said that to me, and
Yeah, and you know what? They're idiots. You go through something with a child. I can't even imagine anything happening to any of my kids. Knock on wood, and to. However he's got to go through things, whether it's cathartic for him or not, that's no one's damn business. And you know what? He's out there doing good things. So anyone that tells him to come over to my office, I'll tell him to shut up. I mean, it's just stupid.
And that's how Ed is, man. I mean, Ed, as soon as you moved in down the street, you had like a situation over there, right? You just got done revamping the whole place, making it all nice. And then all of a sudden, somebody broke in, right?
Yeah, scumbag broke in down the street, comes in, steals the stuff. Cops did nothing. Not that they didn't try, and they got more things to do here in West Palm than anything. I mean, homelessness is horrendous.
Yeah,
the crime
it is so horrendous, the homelessness.
Gang violence. So, they were fingerprinting on dirt and didn't work out. So I went across the street. I got the camera stuff, and what happened was... I wound up confronting the guy or asking him why he did that. I gave him an opportunity, actually, to bring the stuff back. He didn't want to bring the stuff back or didn't have it anymore because he gave it to the drug dealers, sold it to them for like nothing. And so finally we just went to the cops. Here's the case that's been going on for a while. The guy got 6 days in jail, time served, and probation for 2 years.
This case is still going on?
Well, he's on probation now for 2 years. And he has to pay me back. Guess what? He ain't never going to pay me back.
No, never.
And then the other thing is...
They should make him pay with jail time.
But this guy... I mean, it's amazing how they get it, in and out of the system.
Thousands of dollars in tools.
Oh yeah, between 10 and 20 grand
That's
easily.
what I mean. Yeah.
And Dave Ehrenberg is a good friend of mine, 3 blocks south of here. We have lunch quite often, and he's a state attorney, and the guys did nothing. They totally dropped the ball on that. I reamed Dave and for his guys just not doing a good job. They wouldn't prosecute it, and they just settled out with him. And I think it's stupid. Now the guy's still back on the street on 17th Street here and going around. How do you think he's going to make a living? That's all he does is steal. So,
but what happened? I mean, like, I don't want to put you on the spot too much, or like, have you talk about committing a crime of some kind, which I think you did.
That's exactly what you're doing. No.
But you tracked this guy down though.
Yeah, no, I drove right up to his house. What I did was I went to homeless people, and I had a picture of the guy's vehicle and a blurry picture of the guy, and I went to homeless people and it was on my phone, and I said $20 if you tell me where this guy lives, and they were like, "Yep, no problem, he's over there." So I went right over to him. I asked him very nicely if he was involved in that. He denied it. He eventually then admitted it and tried to come back and make amends and just couldn't. So then finally I just said, all right, we'll let the cops take care of it.
Wow.
And they didn't. So it's really frustrating.
It is frustrating.
And that's after having the guy that committed the crime right there in front of him. It's not like that.
Oh yeah, I gave everything to the cops too.
Ghost,
It's like, we might not be able to, use this in court. I'm like, what are you kidding me? There's a video, there's an admission, there's pawn tickets that he has. Yeah. I have pictures of his truck with my tools in it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
shot.
Here,
it.
Cops, this is all that you need. And the state attorney's office, we'll plead out for time served, 6 days. Gives him 2 years probation. I think it's insane. That's a drop ball.
Yeah, it is. And you're really good about giving people jobs too and stuff like that, right?
Well, I mean, if he gets jammed up again,
like sometimes you'll give like homeless people or people that are misunfortunate.
What's
you'll
that?
give them.
He'll have to serve the 2 years, like the probation.
No. He's out on probation, so he's just hanging out. But yeah, I had a homeless guy that took care of our place, and it's all about giving people second chances. Everyone's got a story. Everyone's had things happen in their lives that they wish they could do over again or whatever.
Especially around here, there seems to be a tremendous homeless problem.
Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
My mom said, what did Mom say in her glory? We went to go see Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, ask DeSantis.
And he said, what are you going to do about the bums?
Yeah, what are you going to do about the bums?
That was what she wanted to know.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about the bums?
Yeah.
I mean, Florida is crazy when it comes to
it's warm,
population.
so what are you going to do? And, but right now, West Palm Beach is a sanctuary city. So,
send them to Mexico.
It's like, welcome, come and do whatever you want. And I believe in giving anyone a second chance. There's guys that come over, and I'll lecture them, and I'll tell them, look, you're never going to get off this stuff until you want to get off it. Right now, you only want to get off it. When you want to get off it, come over, I'll give you a job. And I try, and a lot of the guys, they just can't. They're comfortable. They get their $20, $30 for a day. They get their hit. They get a little, something to eat, and then they crash out somewhere under a bridge. It's terrible.
It is crazy.
Now let's talk a little bit about your background so people can get to know you, right? You actually ran for state senate a couple years
U.S.
ago,
Congress.
Right? U.S. Congress?
Yeah, in 2008.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about that whole experience?
Yeah, I had been involved. I had retired here from doing a telecom business that I sold. Came down to Florida, and I was hanging out. I owned a couple of businesses and was racing cars professionally and just kind of chilling, playing a lot of golf. And I wound up getting involved at the VA hospital. Someone asked me to consult on some construction projects. I had a reputation for getting things done when other people couldn't. I went in, I saw the horrendous treatment of our veterans. I saw the facilities weren't as good. West Palm's a nice facility, but it's so corrupt. And so when I started working at the VA down in Miami, and I'm a certified 8A contractor, which since I'm Hispanic, I qualify as a minority. It's kind of weird. And so...
That Spanish is your first language?
No. I grew up speaking Spanish in my home, but English is our first language. My mom's 100% Hispanic, which makes me 50%.
Oh, okay.
So, which was very important when the VA came after me, because they were saying I was pretending to get jobs from being disabled veteran. I'm not a veteran. I'm not disabled. I feel it sometimes. But, I didn't. Everything was 8A certified contracting, so I got it because of that, like being an 8A contractor. So, I saw a lot of corruption, and when I saw our own veterans lying in pools of their own urine all day long in the filthy, disgusting Miami VA hospital, I got pissed off. I went to find out who my congressman was. That's how bad I was at politics. I knew nothing about it. Took me 3 tries. Okay. I contacted Mark Foley, who's actually now a friend of mine, Alcee Hastings, who's just a corrupt criminal and who's still there and needs to be out of Congress. The guy's just an idiot. And then also, then finally I got Robert Wexler. Okay. Well, Wexler, none of them gave me anything, but they said, I'm not your congressman. Got to Wexler, he was my congressman. And when he did nothing, I went to the Republican Party here and I said, who runs against this guy? We need to, get something fixed here. And they said, oh, no one runs against him. I said, I'll run against him. They said, you can't win. And I said, well, I may not be able to win, but I guarantee I'll get rid of him. And we got rid of him. And we work with the FBI right down the street here, over by Phillips
You
Point.
funneled enough votes off of it?
Well, we did really well. I say we because it was never me. I am horrible at giving speeches. I used to screw with our people all the time and go like, I don't know, do my hands. I do the Ricky Bobby thing all the time.
Running for show is important, though. The first time you run, just to get your name out there. Even if you don't win, you're supposed to run for show. And let everybody get to know you and stuff. That's why you come back on the second try, third try, you'll eventually get in.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
there's a local judge that did that.
You have to start out there and just get your get your name out. So
yeah, I mean, you have to make a good showing. You can't just be a runner, and you can't be someone that doesn't have a platform. I did a lot of homework. In fact, I studied nonstop to know every issue. That's why I'll do radio shows. They'll call me up like last minute and say, hey.
You do a lot of radio, yeah.
Yeah, and they'll just, I don't care what the topic is. I know enough that's going on, and I just want to make sure that I knew what was going on all the time with everything that's important. And I'll tell you real quick, the first event that I ever went to, someone that I spoke at was in the Atlantis Country Club.
Over in Lantana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Congress and Lantana.
there was a guy that sat there the whole time, dressed in his suit and, listened to me babble on about some crap. And so finally I'm taking questions, which I usually just love questions. And what happened was he asked me, blah, 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 what do you think about medical marijuana? And so it's probably the only thing I really didn't study that I thought was a pertinent issue. And so I came up with some wise-ass comment where I said, seriously, all the stuff that's going on in the world, and you're like asking me about smoking a joint in the parking lot? I mean, I don't understand. So, and then I answered, I finally gathered myself and I said, look, my mom died of cancer. If there's anything that I could have done to make her feel better, then I would have lit the joint myself. I mean, I don't care. But I realized then that guy found out I was going to speak somewhere, left work early, took a shower, went home, took a shower hopefully, put his suit on, got all dressed, went to the meeting, listened to bullcrap politicians speak for way too long, and then this was the most important question in the entire world to him. And I realized then that I should respect people, that's the most important thing to them, because I don't know why it is. So then I endeavored just to know everything I possibly could about every topic to make sure that if someone asked me a question, I can answer it.
That's a really good takeaway.
Yeah, that is a good.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what more politicians should do. So what happened was I wound up not even being in Congress, and people coming and asking, I need help with Medicare, I need help with Medicaid, I need help with the VA. And so I started knowing people, calling in favors, and it just started snowballing from there. I spoke at CPAC on illegal immigration. I was voted not a most friendly man in America for a little while because I said...
because you won't just let everybody cross the border and come in?
Well, yeah, I said we need to have a new phone system, push 1 for English, push 2 to go home.
Oh.
And that the most racist thing we do in America is not mandate English as a national language. And so being Hispanic, I feel, I can say some of these things.
Absolutely.
And even not being Hispanic, I'd probably still say it.
I think everybody can say it. I mean, everybody came from everybody's grandparents, whatever.
No, but at least they can't pull the the bullshit racist card right away, though. You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, they try.
Because they're going to try to stifle you with that
Emmy
one.
came from Argentina. Emmy learned English, studied, put his kids through English school before they even got here. Got to Miami and was like, what the fuck? We did all that work, and now we don't even really need English.
Well, nobody
we
speaks
can speak
English
Spanish
down
if
here.
we want to.
Yeah, but you can only get so high.
Yeah,
but if he wants to expand or go further or in business or anything else, you really do need to know English.
No, it's
all the money's made there.
He went and he learned English, but then got here and realized you don't need it. Though.
Well, only if he wants to hang it down there, Calle Ocho.
In that area.
Yeah, go to Calle Nueve, all of a sudden you need a little English. So, and that's the deal is, politicians, whether people like hearing it or not, they like to keep people subservient and basically, sucking off the hind teat of the federal government that they're providing for them. So they wind up getting their votes. That's how you get votes.
Ed, when did you realize you were a conservative?
I'm not sure I am a conservative, to be honest with you.
How would you categorize your politics?
As I get older, I think I'm becoming more and more of a libertarian. I don't care what someone does. Yeah.
Roger Stone, we just had him last episode, and he said the same thing. He started out as super conservative, traditional conservative, and then as time went by, kind of, became more of a libertarian thinker.
Yeah, I
So
just
it's like
let
the same
people
kind
do
of
what they
thing.
want to do as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else. I mean, I draw the line. If someone's going to be a coward and abuse a woman physically or is going to abuse a child, then I'd like for them to come over and have a little talk with me and let's see how that works for them. But, other than that, if you're not hurting anyone, then, God bless you, enjoy yourself. I really don't care.
Yeah.
Just don't use my money to do it. You pay for it.
But you were always like, in the conservative, like on the right of the
Yeah,
center.
fiscally I am. There's things that you think about. The hot button topic
Or when you were
always is
younger,
abortion.
When you were up in Jersey, did you have more of like a liberal
No,
mindset?
I wasn't involved in politics. Like I
weren't
said, it
even
took me a
involved,
while
yeah.
to
You were
get
worried about
to
sports.
find out who my congressman
Playing
was.
sports, yeah.
Yeah, so I had no
it wasn't
clue.
even on the radar.
Nah,
at
I
that
didn't
point.
care. I voted. In fact, I was registered as a Republican in Jersey. When I came here, I didn't even know I registered. They did motor voter. So when I got my license, they automatically registered me as a
Motor
Democrat.
voter. What's motor voter?
Yeah, when you get your license here,
Okay.
they'll give you the option to register to vote.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of
Yeah, they didn't
Democrats.
they didn't
I
let
had
me
no
vote.
clue that I was Democrat until I went to vote in the Republican primary. And I said, wait, why are all these Democrats on my ballot? And they said, oh, you're a Democrat. And I looked at my card, and the Republican Party likes to break my balls about that, but I'm like, whatever, idiots. So I just don't care.
Oh, they pulled it fast, so they just
No,
signed
the
you up?
Republican Party here in Palm Beach County sucks.
Oh, okay.
They're retarded.
Okay.
Why are
couldn't
they
get out of-
why?
Because they do nothing. They have no strategy, no plan. We had over 20 seats.
They're
that
just comfortable, just...
they're comfortable
riding it out, yeah.
thinking how important they are in their own little feeble
Yeah,
minds
not
and their
for
own
the
little
greater
feeble
good,
groups. And we had over 20 seats that were not even opposed by a Republican candidate. And what you said earlier is true. You got to get out there and get people used to running, get people used to taking questions, used to giving speeches and things like that. And the only way you could do that is practice.
Yeah.
So these people, they're not even letting people run for these offices or getting them run for offices, and that's their whole job. So they just suck. I mean, they talk about fiscal irresponsibility. They're like, look how much money we raised doing an event in Mar-a-Lago. Okay, well, Donald Trump is president. Donald Trump owns Mar-a-Lago, and Mar-a-Lago is like right here. So you didn't raise a lot of money because raising money isn't important. It's how much you keep. And when you spend it all to raise it, you
They're just
didn't
going
keep
off the
any.
coattails of Donald
Yeah,
Trump.
they're fools.
They don't really have a lot,
it's that
a
bubble
lot of
over
hard
there. It's
work
not-
to
you're
put
not
in
getting out of
because
the bubble
of that,
over there.
because
Right.
where we are.
And so there's no strategy. The people running it are just idiots. I mean, and some of them I like.
Yeah.
They're just incapable. So being a leader isn't having a title. There's a reason that more candidates come and sit in my office right down the street than come here and talk to the Republican
get
Party.
things
do you
done.
think owning a business and running a business that prepares you for politics?
Well, considering that Congress is the purse string, handles the purse strings of America, and the biggest business in the entire world is the United States government, yeah, of course it does.
Yeah.
That's why Donald Trump's doing well. That's why
he's-
Donald
yeah,
Trump's
he's the
pissing
best,
people off.
yeah.
When you think about him,
Oh, you
there's
don't subscribe to the same thing? He's not,
Oh, yeah, he's a why? No, what did the person say? God, that was so terrible.
qualified.
I can't remember.
He's not qualified.
Yeah, not qualified.
not qualified to be the president.
Well, half these morons in Congress aren't qualified to tie their own damn shoes. They're attorneys. Attorneys are stupid. I hate them
they-
all.
they really are.
And the
They
thing
really
is,
are stupid.
They
their
are some
business
simple
model.
Simon. They are some simple Simon
the ones
people.
I know, I mean, God, I'm like, I could totally be an attorney, man. I mean, it's just not even difficult
What, they knew how
at
to
all.
study
As
for
long
a-
as you can
yeah,
talk
they knew how to
and
study
write.
for a test.
That's it.
Yeah, we'll look something up, but the thing is, their business model is take your money and take enough of it to be paid up front until you either run out of money or until you settle. The reason they settle is because they don't have the balls to go after winning a case. I think every attorney should work on a contingency basis only. This way, you're going to go out and you're going to try to win the
It's
case.
just like
that's
athletes,
a good
professional
idea.
athletes. If you're not winning, you're not getting paid. If you're not producing and you're not winning, you don't get paid.
Yeah, and what happens like when you get
cut,
athletes
and
that have
that's it.
guaranteed contracts?
Yeah.
They wind up getting lazy. They
Yep.
don't dive. They don't
Yep.
run
Yeah, they're not
as
trying to get
fast. They
hurt.
don't-
Yep.
I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to lose my
Yep.
contract. I mean, there's rare guys. Jordan was one of them.
That was like Moss.
He made
Moss
so
was doing
much
the same
money.
shit, running his mouth all the time,
Yeah.
same stuff. But
you got athletes that are like Jordan that would play for a nickel or
Yep.
play for $10 million, $100 million, whatever it is.
I mean, Brady took a pay cut at one point to get Moss on the team, right? Did
Yep.
he take a pay cut?
Because
on
it was
that?
best for the team.
Best for the team.
And now look at the team. So, even Tiger Woods. I mean, here's a guy that's gone through back surgeries, gone through massive amounts of pain, gone through.
14
Actually, I was at
women.
an event at his house. It was so funny. Yeah, he's a couple chicks, and I think we got to get him laid more. To be honest with you, get him play better.
Yeah,
but
he was doing good when he was running.
But here he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't need anything anymore. I mean, the guy's loaded. He could play golf, as a hobby on the side.
I think he just did all right. He had one of the best.
He won last year.
Okay, yeah, and he had
recreated his swing,
recently,
all the surgeries and everything else. This is a guy that needs to compete, and so I admire that.
Yeah.
Don't admire. Look. I hate when people say, look at professional athletes and say, well, they're not good role models because blah, 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 blah. Okay, you know what? They're good role models because they're dedicated to their craft. They bust their ass to be the best that they possibly can be. And then they give 100% of themselves in order to do the best that they possibly can to win. That should be admired. Whether or not someone's faithful to their wife or their girlfriend, that's none of your damn business.
Yeah.
Whether they pay their taxes, none of your business. Yeah. What you should have your kids idolize as a role model is the dedication they have to their craft.
Absolutely.
And don't take anything.
And that can be said with like Trump too. Right?
Yeah. Look, I didn't. If we tried to elect or hire a saint
you're not like
or your priest,
you're not a 100% fanboy of Trump. Well, not 100%. Right? You like a lot of stuff that he does.
Yeah.
But you're not like blindly.
It's definitely the best man.
Here's the deal: you want to vote for someone that you agree with 100% of the time.
I blindly follow.
Put your damn name on the ticket yourself. That's the only person you're going to agree with 100% of the time. If not, just shut up. But that being said, I will absolutely support people when I approve of their decisions and I agree with them, and then I'll come down on them when they're not. I think Donald Trump tweets too much. But you know what? Half the stuff, it's stuff that we'd love to say and that politicians haven't said before. I love when he goes after Pelosi. She's an idiot.
She is an idiot.
I mean, this woman needs to be out of Congress. I mean, first of all, she's half senile.
Yep.
And her policies have nothing to do with reality. I mean, and none of these people have anything to do with reality. They live $50,000 a year in booze? Seriously? Yeah, maybe she's on some line to get a liver transplant more than anything else. Jesus. I mean, that's what she should be concerned about.
You're half Hispanic. You can't possibly want the wall, right?
No, I totally want the wall.
Yeah, he wants the wall.
No, let everyone come. All of my relatives want they came here legally.
Yeah.
So you know what? Give people the opportunity. Here's the one thing I always say about immigration. I wish Democrats took a look and could see America through the eyes of someone that's willing to give the ultimate sacrifice to get here. People that are willing to die to get here. They understand what America is about way better than these stupid asses that sit there and protest everything about everything on earth. And, they want socialism. They don't even know what the hell they want because they're too damn stupid to do their homework.
It's crazy.
So
the fantasy world
we need the wall. The wall is just to make sure that people come here the right way and that they understand. Look, when my immigration problem was solution was very easy. I said it in 2008 at CPAC. You can look it up. We need to build a wall. This way, when we throw people out, they can't come back in.
You said that?
Yeah. Look it up. It's CPAC 2008.
Has this been like
2010?
This has been like an ongoing kind of thing because the first time I ever heard
Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was the first president to grant amnesty.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. The first time I ever heard about a wall really came.
No. I always talked about it. And then the second thing I would do is I would kick every prisoner.
So he's really taking all these things that have been said throughout the years, like Jerusalem should be,
Everyone has said
all of these things that have been said. He's doing.
Yeah, that's the deal. And everyone's getting pissed off because they don't know what to do about it. But you want to take care of illegal immigration, it's not an issue. All that you have to do, build the wall so they can't get back in, take the prisons who are filled with illegal immigrants, throw them out, and I don't care. You know what? Don't do your time. Send them over to Venezuela, send them over to Costa Rica, send them over wherever the hell they are from. I love Costa Rica, But the thing is...
Those little ticas and ticos aren't going to know what to do. They got no standing
But here's the thing. They'll throw them in jail. In fact, a good friend of mine is the ambassador there. But they'll throw them in jail because they won't let them run around the streets because they want Americans.
You met all these people in politics when you were
I get stuff
called politics.
So they all come over to me. That's what politics is about.
That's what it is.
But so you throw these people out, and then what you do is you let anybody that's here, no problem, you can stay. Grant amnesty. I'm all for it. There's only two conditions I have. The one condition is you can never, ever, ever, ever vote. Because you know what? You came here for a reason. Don't try to change us to what you were leaving. And number two, you can never, ever, ever collect welfare. That's the deal. You're here to contribute to society, not take from. And if you're willing to do that, you can stay.
What do you mean? I like that.
These are only the illegals.
Anybody that's here now, we build the wall. Everyone that's here now, they get amnesty.
Only the ones that get amnesty.
Yep.
Right? If you come here legally, you should be able to
and then
vote.
anyone else coming here as well. Yeah, I don't care.
So
first generation can't vote.
First generation can't vote.
Can't take welfare.
You got to learn
like
the
that.
ways of America first.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then your offspring can vote.
But they come here, they don't want it. The people that come here legally don't want welfare. The people that come here legally they want to contribute. They're leaving something that used to be called Republica. They hated it. It was terrible. I mean, look at Venezuela, what's going on
Jesus,
there.
yeah.
So they come here for democracia, so they think they're Democrats. All of a sudden, they're here a while, and they're like, wait a second, we're Republicans, not Democrats. It's just that democracia sounded like...
Now, you see what's happening right now, right? All the African Americans, like this gentleman right here. Well, he's partially.
No, he's like me. He's like Brown.
Yeah. No. But Star Dell, our homie, our producer.
Del Star.
He's Del Star. He's not to throw him under the bus, I'm just joking, really. But there's this huge influx of all
Yeah.
like
They're the
Candace
best. They are the
Owens and
best.
all these African Americans coming out and saying, you know what, we love Trump. We're walking away. Walk away. Blexit. Right?
Yeah.
Like the Kanye.
Yeah, I'm sick of that shit too. I mean, not for nothing.
You're sick
There's
of
no
that shit
African
too?
Americans.
Well, no,
You're
that-
black, you're
black,
Hispanic,
black.
you're American. That's it. Shut
Black.
up. I'm
Yeah.
so sick and tired
Well,
of
the left
all the
uses that all
different
the time.
names that people want to put to. Look,
I know. Yeah, I hate it
blacks
too.
don't
I hate it
own
too.
lazy. Hispanics don't own lazy. We own late. I mean, let's face it. We
That's
come
true.
late to everything.
Yeah, that's-
Go to Miami Heat game. There's Cuban time. It's an hour. Starts
It's
an hour
always-
later.
yeah.
But the thing is, no one owns it. So stop.
It's so
Democrats.
insane. You go to any event. We went to go see Jordan Peterson, and they started an hour late.
Yeah, that's
just
the deal.
because it was in Miami.
And he-
Yeah, it
Awesome.
happens.
He made a comment too, yeah.
But
the thing is, Democrats act like blacks
No, I don't
own
like the PC
stupidity.
Stuff. PC language
Look,
sucks.
Black
You're like
people,
sitting here
Hispanic people, we
Black.
all want to get
Black.
You're
we
black.
want to vote.
I'm
That's
not
it.
African American. I'm not from Africa.
You don't even look black.
Plus, they're white.
You're brown.
Plus, they're white
He's not.
Africans.
I get made fun of
He's
all
a
the time
mix.
because
He's
I'm
a
not
mix
brown
of-
enough. I'm Hispanic, but I'm not brown enough.
Yeah. And you get the blue
I mean,
eyes,
someone,
yeah.
a woman that we were helping that ran for Congress that almost won down in Miami when she shouldn't have. She just didn't listen. She listened okay, but not enough when I told her at the end what to do. But she came and I said, I'm Hispanic. And she goes, oh, no, you're not brown enough. Like, what do you mean I'm not brown enough? So I get picked on by the whites because I'm Hispanic. I get picked on by the Hispanics because I'm not brown enough. I'm like, oh, forget all
You
of
can't
you.
win, yeah.
Yeah.
I never get mistaken for anything but white. If anything, I get mistaken for a white supremacist.
Yeah, no, you got that Aryan thing going on.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You know, there are white African Americans.
Oh, there are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in South Africa.
Exactly.
We had one walk in here. He was wearing a shirt that said Africa on it.
I'm African. No, he
I'm
said
African.
I'm African.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's just trying to get people to divert their attention
to
from
fight
the real
against
thing.
each other. Because
Yeah.
they always say that Trump is the divider. He's the guy who divides everything. When he's the one saying, it doesn't matter what the fuck you are, you're American, you're American.
Yeah, he doesn't care. If
He's
you're
the
an
one
idiot,
that's
you're an
trying to
idiot.
get everybody-
He doesn't care
Yeah,
if you're
stupid-
black, if you're
yeah.
Hispanic, if you're Asian, if you're white, it doesn't matter. If you're an idiot, you're an idiot. No race owns idiocy. No race owns being a moron. No race owns being lazy. No race
know.
owns not trying. No race owns that. And Democrats always want to get this whole thing about, oh, well, then you're saying that this person. No, I'm not. I'm saying this person is an ass. This person, I don't care what color they are. This person
Yeah.
is a douche.
If I didn't
That's
have a picture of him, but I seen what he did or what he said,
And-
I would still think he's an idiot.
You get crazy on social media, crazy in a good way. But you defend your stuff. You talk about policies, you talk about issues, and you defend it
Yeah.
to people. And you always, if they don't have a good argument, capital moron.
Yeah, that's my
I love
thing,
that.
moron,
That's your
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've stolen it a little bit. Here
I love
and there.
it.
I use it a little bit here.
I
and
love
there.
seeing that.
It's you. It's attributed to you.
Yeah,
That's you.
okay.
But I like that. I like that. You
Well, you
do
can
that.
call people out that are stupid. I'm so sick and tired of it because there's all these people that want to get out there and think that they're so smart. And, the facts don't lie. So they change the facts. And here's the deal. When your argument can't be defeated by the other side, they can't marginalize it, they have to marginalize the messenger. When you can't marginalize the message, you marginalize the messenger. So instead of saying, for example, perfect example, look at the DNC emails. Oh, look how evil it is. The Russians stole it. Wikipedia stole it. Forget that someone stole it. Look what the content of those emails that was stolen from Debbie Wasserman Schmutz. I mean, this woman is the biggest ass I've ever seen in my life. And the content, they literally are screaming about Donald Trump stealing an election with the Russians and everything else when there's proof in the emails that Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the DNC stole the election from Bernie Sanders for Hillary.
Donna Brazile.
There's proof. Yeah, and she even said it. She's
Donna
like, yeah, you got
Brazile
me.
said it.
Yeah.
Now I don't understand it. It makes me nuts. On that left side, man, everything that they accuse the right
Yeah.
doing.
They've done
themselves.
done it.
It's
They're doing it now.
Or currently are doing
They've
it.
left some
Roger
kind of
Stone,
trail.
5 times he lied to Congress. Oh my gosh, Comey didn't stop lying to Congress. Comey wakes up, lies to Congress. I mean, Hillary
before he brushes
Clinton
his
lied
teeth,
to
yeah.
Congress. I mean, the Strzok and the 2 FBI lovers, as they say, and I don't care who does who, as long as it's not me and as long as it's not a kid.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, all these people lie to Congress. How come they're not getting nailed? If you're going to nail, Roger Stone with the SWAT teams for a 70-year-old dude or 65-year-old,
reaching.
whatever.
They're just reaching.
I mean, and how the hell did CNN know that it was happening? It's all bullcrap. It's kabuki theater, and it feeds the masses.
What's going to happen, man? I mean, with so many people in the masses buy Mueller and all these.
Yeah, because they're
people,
stupid.
and they think that they're the people that we need to listen to or something.
Yeah.
They're all unelected. They're in the executive branch, technically underneath Trump, right? I mean, he could fire at will if he wanted to.
Yeah, and he should.
How do they?
Yeah, he should. Why
how do
wouldn't he?
they-
Jesus, I
how
didn't know he
these
could do
people
that.
Think that they have the right to be doing this
Because
the duly elected president.
Because they have the right to be doing it because they've been doing it. And no one tells them no. No one brings out that crazy constitution-y thingy. No one comes out and calls any of their crap out. These people work for us.
You mean
and-
the right people? The right people aren't doing it, right? You
No. Nobody's doing it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, and so when people do try to do it, like Alex Jones, who gets crazy with, InfoWars,
He's awesome though. Half the things he says is freaking true.
The water's turning the frogs.
most of the stuff that Glenn Beck said was true. So when you can't marginalize his message, what'd they do? Glenn
Shut
Beck
him
is
down.
crazy. He's going to cry about something in 2 seconds.
Yeah, or shut him
So they
down.
marginalize the messenger. And I'm not saying because Alex Jones does make me a little, the UFOs came down here and what they're going to do. I mean, he's like a pro wrestler gone crazy on politics. So
I like the fact that you brought that up though.
You gotta take the meat and leave the bone.
There's a good, after a meeting with Roger Stone, going over there, doing the podcast and stuff like that, seeing what that guy's talking about all the time, and then seeing what happens in reality, like right after. What I've come to find out is politics is not like wrestling, but I thought it really was like wrestling. I thought it was. I think it's pretty real, actually.
politics?
Yeah.
I did construction in New York City.
And politics affect people's wages. People die.
No, it affects everything.
That shit is real. It is not like wrestling.
When
at
I
all.
did construction in New York City, I dealt with some people that may not have been. It's construction. It's
Of
New York
course, I
City.
know.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what it is. But the truth of the matter is, those people were way more honorable than the scumbags in politics. The scumbags in politics had their ass kicked every day in high school. They were the biggest losers on the face of the earth. And they said all the time, wait till I get mine. They finally got theirs and they're breaking it off in everyone else's ass. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen with these politicians. What we need to do
But when you
is
say
put
that,
an
you're not talking
octagon.
about- A lot of the people on the right, though, aren't like that.
No, a lot of people on the right are like that too. Yeah, they're just asses on the
politics.
right side. It doesn't matter. If you think there's a difference between the right and the left in Washington, D.C., you're in for a rude awakening. There is no difference. It's all the same guys doing the same thing, and they want us to think that they're fighting for us. No one's fighting for us. They're fighting for their jobs. Who were the only people paid during this entire thing? Congress.
Yeah.
They didn't lose their paychecks.
Why did that
So they're
happen?
sitting there going, yeah, we got to pay people. No.
Meanwhile, and I'll just say that Trump is not taking
Any
a
pay.
paycheck.
Yeah.
So
And
just
he's
to
still
say
not
that.
taking any
No,
pay,
he still donates to different groups,
just to
different
say that,
government
these
organizations
people,
that
and
need
then,
it. Yeah, no. Look, there's things I absolutely adore about Trump, and the things that I don't like about Trump are way outweighed by the things that I adore about him.
Okay.
Let him go ballistic on all of these assholes and just kick them all out. Let him just. I want to see everything opened up. Forget just JFK stuff, exposed. Expose it all.
51, all that,
And they
yeah.
can't expose it all. And I do understand it. As much as I want to be like that and say these things, I understand that in politics, if you were really to see how the sausage was made, America's reputation would really be damaged on a worldwide scale. And so it's a delicate balancing act that I understand has to be,
Monitored.
always carefully monitored to make sure that you don't let loose of too much information. But I think that we need more information for sure.
Now, you think Trump wins a 2020 re-election?
Right now, it's so early, and in the world of politics, everyone always asks me, and I'm usually guessing probably 90% correct, but in the world of politics, things can change from day to day, hour to hour. So when we're 2 years away from this thing, or a year and a half away,
like a week before.
even a week before, it can change.
Yeah.
I mean, as of right now,
Right now,
mean,
gut
think about
instinct.
gut instinct, as long as the economy picks up, I mean, right now, Dems are going to do everything they can to make the economy do poorly. Or if it does well, they need to take credit for it. It's just politics. Republicans did the same exact thing with Obama.
I feel like anybody that's already voted for him, right? If anything, he's probably won some more supporters. I mean, I feel like anybody that had voted for him in the first place is going to definitely go out and vote again. I mean, just because. I mean,
you would think so, but
this little war we're in between the right and the left and all that, you know?
How political races are won, it's not the people that voted for him and not the people that vote D. They're going to vote R and D no matter what happens, even if their arms fall off. I mean, look at all the Jews down here that vote Democrat. They would literally vote for Hitler if he was on the ballot as a D, as opposed to Moses as an R, only because Hitler had a D after his name. They don't care, and they don't understand that the Democrats here don't give a crap about Israel. I mean, they literally never have, and they don't. But the truth of the matter is, it's a game. You want to excite your base to the point where they come out, the guys in the middle, that 20%, without exciting the other side's crazies or that 20%, more than yours. So it's always like, yeah, if we pump our guys up too much, it may pump up their guys even higher. If we if we don't pump them up enough, then their guys will come out more. So it's a balancing act all the time. How do you get your guys excited without pissing the other guys off even more?
Yeah. You think you're going to start running again? You're going to run again?
I don't know. I think about it. I don't like when they make up all these lies or take these half-truths and blow them into something. I don't like the press
it's
locally.
Nasty game
They're
right
all
now,
bullshit.
Too.
I mean,
it's worse than it probably was in 2008.
I think that we need to get people. I like Dan Bongino.
Yeah.
He's a tough guy. I think that we need more tough guys. I think that we need to get.
He just moved to Florida.
Well, he was kind of moving when he was going to run, and he was going to run against
then he
Brian
lost,
Mast.
right?
Well, he lost twice.
He ran against Mast?
No, he was going to. He was going to step in, and he never did. So we had talked about it when I was with Roger Stone at Sunshine Summit, and I think we need to put an octagon in the middle of freaking of Congress and say, now go at it. And whoever comes out, that's who wins. I mean, these guys are the biggest bunch of pansies in the entire world, and they use the FBI and the IRS and the CIA to go after people. They weaponized our government against citizens. What they're doing right now to Roger Stone, I think. Look. Bring me something that shows collusion. Otherwise, shut the hell up. Don't ask a guy 1,000 questions, and then out of 1,000 questions, you say he lied 5 times, so you're going to break it off in his ass, and when you've got other people that lie every single day. You know what?
And the motive is just because...
But they're not even asking those people questions.
And they're mad that they lost.
Yeah.
It's the most expensive, longest drawn out history.
They would never have done that to a Democrat, right? They would have never shown up with the FBI like that and the feds or whatever and kicked doors in.
Look, if Republicans are in there and they're doing it, sure they would. I mean, it's the game. It goes both ways.
Okay.
Let's not think for a second that Republicans are not as guilty as Democrats when it comes to this politics game.
They did similar things to Clinton.
Right? Oh, yeah, no. When they went after Clinton. Clinton. I didn't give a crap whether he got a blowjob in the freaking White House. Good for him. I don't care. They got him for lying because he said, I did not have sex with that woman. Ken Starr.
Ken Starr, yeah. And he was like a Mueller.
Yeah, no, the exact same thing. And you know what? They finally get him. A lot of
this is like getting back.
They got him for saying that he didn't have sex with her. I wouldn't have said I had sex with her either. You wouldn't have said it. Nobody would have said it. You're on a national stage, whether you're married or not. You wouldn't even want to embarrass the girl, let alone yourself.
Yeah.
And to go after Bill Clinton was absolutely disgusting. And to impeach him over because he lied about something. You know what? When we elect people, we're not electing, well, obviously we don't want to elect priests because then they'll probably bang every kid that there is. But the thing is, we're not electing consciences. We're not electing saints. We're not electing clergymen. We're not electing Mother Teresa. We're electing people to do a job. If they can do the job, then do the job. If they can't do the job, I don't care how nice they are. Get them the hell out.
And if they do the job better after getting a little head, let them get some head, right?
I don't care. Yeah. That's what I said about Tiger before. If Tiger's got to go out and get a chick to play better, then I want to see Tiger play good.
I want to see him play better.
We got a couple more minutes. You got a couple more minutes for us? Like 10 to 15 minutes?
Yeah, my office down the street.
Let me ask you a little bit about your background with you're talking about athletes and sports and stuff. And I know you had a little bit of a background in sports. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Like we're coming up to the Super Bowl right now. Who's in the Super Bowl?
Patriots.
The Patriots.
Shitty Rams.
And you played for the Patriots for a couple of years, right?
Well, a long time ago. I was running out of money in college, and I had an opportunity to go for a tryout. And since I was running out of money my senior year in college, I figured it's a good time maybe to go for a tryout, see if I can make some money. I got an opportunity to basically walk on, and I did well enough that they offered me an opportunity to stick around a little longer. It wasn't as long as I would like to, and then afterwards I didn't go back to school, and then I wound up playing for New Jersey Nationals, which is a professional lacrosse league in the country.
Oh, it's lacrosse.
And then I raced cars professionally, and then I played golf on the Hooters Tour. So I'm very, very competitive. I want to compete at the highest level that I could possibly compete at.
Because you only get better, right, if you're competing with the best.
Yeah,
right?
and quite frankly, there's no difference between competing against really good people and being like an SCCA car driver and just crashing cars on weekends, or getting out at Daytona and driving in the biggest stage in the world. It's way better. So if you have the opportunity to do that, I would always do that.
Yeah.
And the big thing, actually, the thing I'm most proud of right now is the fact that even though I left school with 92 credits, which kind of suck, I just got my degree with my daughter at FAU. So that's literally one of the proudest things. She was the impetus behind me going back, getting my degree.
Congratulations.
Now, when I went to college the first time, apparently a 1.8 was not that good of a grade point average. So I drank and everything else. So kids, don't drink and be idiots. If I could do that over again, I would have graduated then. But now I graduated with honors in economics and law, and now I'm getting my master's.
You're the master's, right? Yeah, that's right.
So
that's awesome.
I absolutely love it. And sports is it's a competitive thing. I relish the memories that I have, and I got hurt a lot, so it wasn't as good. I am so impressed by Tom Brady, who's been there forever, obviously I'm going to be rooting for the Patriots.
Of course.
I root for the Giants because a lot of my friends, I grew up in Jersey.
I hate the fucking Giants.
So a lot of those guys I knew for years. So
Can you tell us a little bit about the story, because it was a pretty interesting story where they're like,
you
go start
did
running
track,
or whatever.
right? You're fast. I mean,
you didn't
super
even
fast.
really stretch that much or anything like that. You're like. Phew.
Yeah, my gig was I was fast, and so now I'm going to say I am white. I'm brown, but I'm white at the time. I was white.
Check the Hispanic box.
And I was given an opportunity to, I had run track. That was my thing in high school, and I got a bunch of offers to run, and I was just very blessed. And I was an idiot. Oh, more likely I was an asshole, but and I did stupid things and didn't take advantages of opportunities that I had. Which is also how I went into sports professionally. I was given an opportunity to go out and try out, and so I could catch the ball. I've got big hands, and that was okay. But then I got to run, and when I went to run, in the 40, which you timed in the 40. Now they did it a little bit differently then, so I had a little bit of an advantage. But I had wound up, getting a good time. The wide receiver coach thought it was a little bit too much of a good time, so he asked me if I could do it again. I did it again. He brings the coach over. They talk for a little bit, asked me if I could do it again. I was like, dude, not for nothing. I mean, cocky asshole I was like, yeah, I'll do this all day long. And I was running 4.240s all day long, and so that's how I got an opportunity. It's all speed. Jesus, and everything in sports is speed.
But you got to know how to actually run. People think like you can just run. It's not just, there is like a science behind running and getting 100% out of every stride, right?
Yeah, I mean, anything that you're doing that is not propelling you forward. And I coach my kids' high school and cross country teams, and I have so many of the great kids. I mean, that's the sports stories that I love more than anything. I remember the first day when I coached their track team, I had all these kids. They were black kids, and they were bussed in. All these terrible black kids being bussed in, and they were yo, what's up? And I was like, no, that ain't gonna fly here. And I got to tell you,
just like
these kids today are some of the best kids that I've ever met in my life. They're appreciative, and they were looking for a role model. And when you tell them, look, I'm drawing the line here. We're gonna have respect from here. There's no yo, what's up? You're gonna come. You're gonna look at me. You're gonna look me in the eye. You're gonna shake my hand, and you're gonna say, how you doing today, Coach Lynch? And then I'm gonna respond appropriately. And those kids long for that opportunity to have someone in that position to be an authority figure.
Yep.
And I love these kids today. I see them at the mall, and they're like, Coach Lynch, you're not going to believe it. I'm doing this now. I went to school. I'm working here. I'm working there. And I help them out all the time. I adore these kids. And so my point with always telling the kids when I got coach them is it's literally 15 degrees. I mean, if you can get the kids to lean forward till you put your foot there, put your foot down, that's going to always be 15 degrees. That's how you move fast. And kids' times would drop like that. They'd see that.
Yeah, it
they'd
changes
experience it. They'd finally like what they were doing. And but there's definitely an art to running.
Absolutely. It's not.
Yeah.
You don't just take off. From
If you
the
look at
stop
every
line.
guy that's in the Olympics, every guy that's running the 100, they all have the same form. A little bit different,
of course,
for
'cause
their own
everybody's-
strength and their own bodies, but for the most part, it's all the same.
Yep.
And then Ed, we're like I said at the beginning of this, we're podcasting from the Fat Enzo Sweatshop. So we make T-shirts. If you take a little pan of the room there, Star, we screen print and we do embroidery. Now you started out in the screen printing business, is that right? It was like one of the first.
Yeah, I
businesses
didn't.
you had?
I didn't start out. I was
What, like
CFO
college
of
or
my.
something like that?
No, I was CFO of my uncle's company. It was an electronics company.
Okay.
That's the first, C-level position that I had. But I was young and he didn't have anyone, so I was able to do it. And there was an opportunity to go to an event. For Jim Florio, it was a tax on toilet paper or some crazy crap like that. And so I thought, wow, this would be a great idea. I could print T-shirts. And so I didn't know how to print T-shirts, so I bought a little forehead machine and figured out how to screen print and do all that stuff. And I printed all these T-shirts, and I sold the hell out of them. I mean, it was awesome. And I donated a portion to Vietnam veterans.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, this is just amazing. And I bought these T-shirts for $1. It cost me like 22 cents with the ink and everything else and the screens to do it, and I was selling them for $10. I thought this was pay
it's a good
dirt.
profit, yeah.
So I opened a company called Easy Bodywear that did screen printing for bodybuilding T-shirts because I was involved in
that's
weightlifting
right.
and all that. So we did all the baggy pants and the little stringer shirts and
the spaghetti straps,
with the gayest things ever. Armed and Dangerous was one of my things. Absolutely perfect, and I would literally take my friend's arms and put it up there, and I would like do the outline of it, and that's how we would make it. So it was pretty cool.
You're the quintessential freaking alpha male, bro.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, just a ton. Yeah.
That's
I
awesome. How much-
epitomize Renaissance man.
Yeah. Have a lot.
Well, you know what the thing is?
Tremendous amount of drive.
I realize that you can do anything that you want. And when I lecture in colleges and stuff, you literally could do anything you want if you put your mind to it, and you just have to.
Do you think that's just like
That's what I'm
cliche?
starting to see,
No.
though.
I don't either.
No,
When I say that,
people that think it's a cliche
people take it
are
like,
either too
can I
lazy
be
and too
Superman
scared.
or something like that. People take it to the
Yeah,
extreme.
be Superman.
No, you can be. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, are you going to fly? Well,
No.
once. You're going to land pretty hard.
What do you think the laziness comes from? You have drive, obviously, but where does the
Fear of failure. That's the biggest thing that creates laziness. Look, if you don't try, you can't say I failed. So you feel good about yourself. I never failed anything.
Another one
I failed everything. I fail businesses all the damn time.
But-
half of the businesses I go into don't work out.
But
you know what? I try them.
But you've done a bunch of businesses, and when you try those out, though, maybe you try it out like in a small
you
way.
learn.
just to
Of course,
see.
you're gonna learn from
Do you
it.
ever like test the waters, though? Just
Sure.
put a little bit of money into it.
Yeah, I'm doing it now with one of the businesses that I want to set up for my son. So
You
he
see
has
if
a
it's gonna
soft
work or
landing
not,
thing.
and then if it doesn't, whatever.
Yeah, and then so people will say, "Oh, you got it." Like Donald Trump has all these lawsuits against him. Yeah, you're not going to be in business. We're in such a litigious society. You're not going to be in business if you didn't get sued. I mean, it's just the way that it is. People are going to sue you all the time, and you're going to countersue people or you're going to sue people, and it's just the way that it is. And if you're scared of that, if you're scared of what someone's going to say or what someone's going to think, then you're not going to try because you're going to be scared to fail because you don't want to look like a failure to them. And hell, the stories I have are worth the failures that I've had, let alone the successes
you're like
that
a
I've had.
Forrest Gump, right? But you're like a lot cooler than Forrest Gump. But you've had that.
For some
life
reason
where
that didn't
you've done
sound like a
all
compliment,
this
but you meant it as
interesting
one.
stuff, and you kind of just like go with the flow of the universe.
Yeah,
Right?
dude, it's all there. The most important thing in business, and I give, anyone wants business advice, I do a lot of business shows, and the number one book in the world that you could ever read for business is The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's just a mindset. It's not like you're going to go out and say, well, I need to have the sun behind my back, but you're going to be in a mindset where you're like, when I'm going into this business, I'm going to competition, I want them to see me in a different light. I want to make sure that I'm not putting myself in a worse light. So you're not thinking you're going to charge down the hill and stab them with a sword or something, but you're going to think in that mindset. The other thing about business is you've got to be in it and survive in order to get lucky. And you need to be able to recognize that you got lucky and then take advantage of that opportunity
But luck
that you
is
have.
just
Hard
preparation,
work.
preparation, meeting, opportunity.
That's all that it is. And if you're not in business and someone says,
Like the YOSOYGRINGO.
yeah, sure, I guess so.
I went on a vacay in Costa Rica. They do the Yo Soy Tico hats, right? I saw that it was a concept that's proven, and then I changed it for ourselves.
Yeah.
trademarked it, and then made the hat, and people are buying it.
Yeah, now you should do
Get
pura
orders
vida.
every day.
You got to say pura vida every day.
Not fuck pura vida.
Yeah, that's what you got to
Pura
say.
vida.
Yeah,
For
you know.
gringos by gringos.
Oh, that's what it is. That's very nice.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, but
But that's the thing. It's just like you got to keep throwing shit at the wall, and
That's
eventually
it.
you will get lucky. But it's more
Yup.
like the Roger Stone thing. It was just preparation versus preparation meeting opportunity. You know, we've
Yeah.
been doing the podcast for however long, 2012, and then the opportunity arises, and we meet somebody who knows him and whatever.
And that's it.
That's all it is.
and
though.
if you sat there and you had the attitude, like we were saying before, if you have the attitude that, well, you know, I don't want to take a chance, and what if he says no? Hey, the only way that you know someone's going to say no is if you ask them. And you know, a lot of times they're waiting for someone so they could say yes, and you might be that person.
Yep.
I mean, I throw so much crap against the wall. I meet with billionaires. Is it going to fly? Like my son's like, Dad, we could do this project and this one and this one. It's going to be great. And I tell him, listen, it may not be great, but it definitely won't be anything unless we try. So we're going to throw it against the wall. We're going to see what happens. Don't count on it, and then just go on to the next thing, and it'll come back if it's meant to be.
What's the Roosevelt quote?
don't try, do.
No, the other one, the one, the first bad decision.
Oh.
What
Don't
is
pay any attention to the wheelchair? Oh.
it? No.
No, the other Roosevelt.
Stolen
Oh,
by
okay.
ugly wife,
The
yeah.
Roosevelt from Oyster Bay, the cousin.
No, how does it go though? I love that one. Three things.
Yeah. In any moment in indecision, the best thing to do is the right thing. The second best thing to do is the wrong thing, and the worst thing to do is nothing at all.
Yep. And that's
I love
the
that
deal.
one.
You know, but it's true. And if
But I
you
like that
actually,
don't try, do also. People are always like, I'm trying. I'm like, fucking do.
yep. Well,
Right?
that's what I say to a lot of people. They don't
When you
want
say
to do
try,
something.
you
They
mean people
want to
doing
want
it.
to
They're
do
gonna
Yeah,
something.
they take themselves out of the game before it even
Yeah,
starts.
they're like, I really like to feel that I want to do this. No. Either you want to do it or you don't. A guy that wants to get off drugs. You know, I just talked to the guy the other day. He's a good-looking guy. He's ripped. You know, the guy that's always around here.
I think so. Paul?
Yes. And I have him like
Isn't that
weed
crazy?
whacking and everything in
Yeah.
my yard. I give him a few
Glasses?
dollars.
Does he got the glasses?
No, but he's ripped. I mean, the guy's shredded. I'm like, dude, you could go out and get chicks all day long. You get jobs. You're a good-looking
black
guy.
dude?
No. That was Rick that used to
Steven?
be down.
Oh.
Maybe Steven. I
that
don't
was
know.
that was another guy. That,
Jeez, he was
that was
ripped.
crazy. I don't know.
But he always comes to the office. He's like, dude, I need help. I'm like, no, you don't. You're not here for help. You're here for me to give you money to justify your existence as you're existing right now. You don't want help. If you want help, you'd say, dude, I stopped. Now I need help. And I said, the moment you make that decision, I'll be here for you.
There's a kid that walks with a limp.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I
Is
know.
it the same one I'm
No,
thinking
it's the white kid
I know.
that walks with the limp.
Yeah.
The one the girl was like, if you see this guy, can you please have him call me? You know,
Oh.
good looking girl too.
Yeah.
I was like, I totally helped him
No.
out. I was like, yeah. Right. As soon as I saw him, I was like, this chick's been looking for
Yep.
you. And then,
But
you
he
know,
knows, and now he knows. He comes to my office. He never asks for anything anymore. I'll give him a sandwich or something if I got some food.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give him money because I know what he's going to do with the money.
Yeah.
And I even tell him, I know what you're going to do with the money. And he'll tell me, you know what I'm going to do with the money. Don't give me money, but I could use something to eat. I give him something to eat. So
you gotta respect that. He has a good way about him. Even
he
though
wants
he's
to want
in
to
a
get
very
better.
bad state.
He doesn't
Yeah.
want to get better. He wants to want to get better. And until he makes that decision, ain't nothing we can do. And
He's
it's a
not
shame
stupid
because I'd
kid.
love to.
He's not a stupid kid. He's not a bad kid.
No.
You know, he's just.
Ed, you're the man. I really appreciate you being
Yeah.
on the show. Thank you for coming over here and podcasting with us.
Yes, thank you.
What's like a good takeaway for the people of the internet? If you're gonna tell somebody, if you're gonna, give some life advice or something like that. What
I mean,
be
I would tell
one
people
good
when it comes to politics, get involved and know the truth. Not someone's version of the truth, just find it yourself. I mean, I tell people all the time when I give speeches, I'm like, question me, call me a liar, doubt everything that I'm saying and look it up for yourself. If you do that, then you'll be able to convince yourself. Don't let me convince you what the right thing is. And then, when it comes to anything else in life and in business and everything else, I mean, I've been richly blessed. I've been on top of the mountain. I've had the mountain on me. The one thing is I know that I can get back to the top of the mountain. And if you see people that are out there that are on top, if they got there, that means you can too. You just got to be in it long enough to get lucky. Realize the opportunities, grab a hold of the opportunities and don't let go.
Like I said, Piazza, it's like living in New York and stuff. You're around so many people that are doing stuff
Yep.
that it looks like it's attainable, right?
It's all attainable.
And
Yeah.
like when I started doing this podcast, I was working for Verizon in New York City, and I would wait on somebody who was like a famous person, and I find myself sitting there talking to him for like an hour or whatever, It's like, oh, this is just like a regular person. I just talked to him for an hour. This guy's on TV or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And I just thought it was like doable. It was like attainable.
It's all doable. I mean, I'll tell you one of the first things that
We're all
happened to me in
human. We're all going to
business.
die someday.
Always. We'll all look
It
the
doesn't-
same.
You know, nobody's above.
I might be a little
nobody's below,
prettier,
right?
but, you know.
If
But-
you want to do something, do it. Put it in the universe. Go
Yeah.
After.
Well, I remember one of the biggest construction companies in the world is Bechtel National. They built like the Hoover Dam, every power plant that's built in the world. I mean, they're gigantic, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Stephen J. Bechtel. It's the largest private company in the world. They do billions of dollars a year in business. And they came to me when it was me. I had a secretary and my brother-in-law working for me. My brother-in-law had no idea what to do in construction. And they said, we hear that you're the second largest telecom construction company in the tri-state area in New York at the time. We'd like you to do some work for us. And now they said, can you do this work? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I had no idea what the work was. And my response to them was not, who the hell said I was second biggest? My response to them was, who the hell thinks they're the first biggest? And they were like, yeah, we heard that about you. And they made my career. I did so much work with them only because I believed and I knew that I could do it. And I convinced them I could because of my attitude.
So that's when you got lucky the first time?
Yeah, that was it.
But you realized the opportunity and took advantage of it.
Yeah, you got to see the opportunities for what they are.
Yep.
And they're out there every day. I mean, every single day they're
How
out there.
about, hey, if I get you a Roger Stone Did Nothing Wrong shirt, you think you'll rock that?
Oh yeah, I like Roger Stone. I think he's got big balls. He worked for a guy that's got even bigger balls. So I know what it's like when people go after you. So I kind of have a bit of empathy for what they're going through. It sucks. And you know what? Let's judge Trump by what he's done, not the things that he said or who he's done. And everything else, and not for nothing, but the Playboy Playmate chick was pretty damn hot.
Yeah.
So I mean, forget Stormy Daniels. Maybe give him a pass on that. Maybe he drank a little bit. He doesn't drink though. But I mean, if you're going to judge him on that stuff,
Well, he made
then
a
you're an
profit
idiot.
on it anyway.
Let's look at what the statistics of where we are now and all of the things. Plus, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is like in a coma or something.
Oh,
so he's going to have like a
been,
third Supreme Court justice pick. That's huge, and that's how I convinced a ton of people to vote for him. Was for one pick, not two that we have already, and maybe not even a third one, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So, I'm feeling pretty good about that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's done everything. I mean, God, I don't want to get on a tangent or whatever. I know we're trying to wind the show down. But listen, thank you very much. Guys, if you want to help out Roger Stone, our boy, go to 1776.shop. Buy the t-shirt. Roger Stone Did Nothing Wrong. Go on to his website, stonecoldtruth.com, I believe. You could buy one of these Roger Stones as a paperweight for your desk.
That's
it's
actually
the exact replica that David used to kill Goliath.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's right. And thank you very much for joining us today on the BOBBY Pickles podcast. It was awesome. It was awesome conversation.
Thank you.
Always.
Thank you.
Can people find you on the web or something like that? They want
No, don't look me up on the web. I hate when people do that. They
don't
make me
look you up.
cry.
That's it.
But you go to Facebook, just go to Edward Lynch. It's on there. I have a political page as well, so
Yeah. And then
yeah,
you get,
it's always fun. I'll call you a moron if you want.
You get debate Ed and you could be called a
You get
moron.
lucky enough to get called a moron. You're doing all right.
Yeah, I have one lady, Sherry Scott, man. She's a moron. She's a huge moron. Racist moron. Makes me crazy.
Awesome. And we are.
That's Enzo.com. That's Enzo.com. Enzo.com. Fat Enzo.com. Fat Enzo.com. Fat Enzo.com.